Here we go. That's where it started.
Where does strength come from? Is it where you're from? Or where you are going? The challenges you've overcome? Or the records you aim to break? Strength isn't about you. Strength is about family.
Play for each other. Play for each other. That's the only thing we got out here.
It's about getting better. Fundamentals and technique. That's all it's about.
The will to put in the work and the heart to do so as a team. This is Bulls country. USF football is back and stronger than ever. Who do you aspire to be? Where do you want to go? How do you get there? At the University of South Florida, we do it as a stampede.
And now he finds the open field.
Incoming 18-year-olds forging their path together, becoming men, not overnight, but over time.
Touchdown Bulls!
Under the national spotlight. A bond that resonates from teammates to the student body, to the alums, and throughout the Bay. The Bulls are not a one-time flash. We are here to stay. Because the word is out. Your dreams can come true when you are Bull strong. Bulls Strong inside USF Football is presented by USF Health, by Tampa General Hospital, by the Florida Lottery, by AT&T, your world delivered, and by Hooters, get your game on, the original wing joint since 1983.
Charlie Strong and company took over for the South Florida Bulls. They are second in the country, averaging 88+ plays per game. And they crank it up. When they go fast, they're as fast as anybody.
We like to be fast, you know, the faster the better. Sterling Gilbert, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach. And what you got to have is a clear vision, a clear direction of what you want to do offensively, you know, with the football and what you're trying to do every Saturday and how to score points and, you know, get 10 yards and get first downs and move the ball, you know, throughout a day. But, you know, our job's to be physical, to be fast, put points on the board.
Flowers from his end zone, guns it. Valdez-Scantling, and he's off to the races. 40, 45, 50. Can they catch him? No, they cannot.
It starts with physicality with us. You know, that's the one thing that we do carry with us, and it really goes up front and in our run game and how those guys are up front. Is we'd say all the time, as they go, we go, and we expect those guys to be big and be physical and be mean and really set the tone for us on Saturdays.
Number one, we're going to be, you know, we're going to be physical. I think you'll see a little difference on maybe what we're doing inside, coming downhill, trying to attack people. We'll have some chances to hit some big plays, which we're all about, but we also know that we've got to be able to go out there and grind it down and be able to get first downs and be able to run clocks out and things like that. So fun, fast, and physical is what we're really looking for.
We don't want to be that weak link on game day. We want to be that link that everybody knows is going to produce no matter what the situation is.
Hard worker, you know, he's our center, so he's the meat of our offensive line. He touches the ball every play, and the ball starts with him. You know, he's a guy that sets us in a lot of protections and a lot of things up front. He's an intelligent kid that's got to be sharp, and he's got to be able to think fast about what's going on up front.
Being able to lead on the field during pressure moments during the times that everybody's tired, make sure everybody's motivated, has been a real development in my progress as a player.
Dearness bounces it out wide, dives for the pylon, touchdown USF.
Dearness is a workhorse. He's a junkyard dog. He's a guy that we go to no matter what. He can run, he can catch.
From the end zone, beautifully done. Dearness Johnson working on the same brain with Flowers that time.
He's a guy that you can rely on no matter what. Tice is also a very hard worker. He's been since day one. Brings that Miami attitude everywhere he goes, trying to make sure everybody's having a good time.
Hey, I got a new jersey, 6. Take 6. Whatever number I'm in, just know I'm rocking with it. I'm going with it. I'm going crazy.
Make sure everybody's laughing, but when he puts a helmet on and is on the field running a play, he's all seriousness. Because we know when it comes to Tice, he's going to come in, hit the hole hard, and he's going to bust out for a bunch of touchdowns this year.
When Darius gets up, the shoulders squared up, no one's going to stop this big kid. He is faster than you would think.
Cam, I mean, he has great leadership skills, president of SAC. He sets a great example in what he does on and off the field, getting involved with the community.
You know, it goes back to what we were talking about with Coach Strong and our core values and just the development of young men, and Cam really represents that on a day-in-a-day basis.
Flowers keeps it bouncing around, cuts inside, gets through the defense, and runs it into the end zone. Same old story. Nobody could find him.
The number one word that sticks out with me is just dynamic as a player. When he's on the field, I mean, he can make any throw that you need to make on the field. He's obviously able to, extend the play with his legs and his feet. He's got great vision. He's got great speed. He's a tough, gritty guy, and he's a lot of fun to coach.
The respect he's earned from his peers, they've seen the trials and tribulations that he's had to overcome in his life. Doesn't complain about it. Doesn't use that as a crutch. Just goes out and is a great human being, but also a great teammate for our guys.
Way to go, sit down straight. That's it, nice.
Myself and Coach Maddox goes all the way back to 2005. We were graduate assistants at the University of Houston. Coach Matt had just got done playing in 04, and I showed up as a GA in 05, and we just, became friends and obviously started working together. It's a great working relationship that he knows exactly what I want and vice versa for him, just because of the time we've been able to, coach together. And, it matters, and it's been very beneficial for both of us.
Don't miss out as USF hosts Tulsa for their final home game of the year. Come celebrate the most accomplished senior class in USF football history.
He's in. Touchdown, USF. Touchdown, USF. This is becoming merciless.
Golden Hurricanes and Bulls, Thursday, November 16th at Raymond James Stadium. Bulls Strong, Inside USF Football, is presented by USF Health, by Tampa General Hospital, by the Florida Lottery, by AT&T, your world delivered, and by Hooters. Get your game on, the original wing joint since 1983. "100 miles of interstate highway, 2 of the nation's fastest growing universities, and a bitter rivalry. The battle between Tampa and Orlando will be fielded by the Bulls of South Florida and the Knights of UCF. It's not a game, it's a war." Autumn in Connecticut. Leaves are turning colors and will soon fall. But for South Florida, it's a time for flowers to bloom. The Bulls visited UConn with a renewed focus. It's easy to be upbeat when things are going well, but they were coming off their first loss of the season. There are too many leaders on this team and this coaching staff to allow any sort of hangover. And it started with defense. A defense that seemed determined to make it happen immediately with a pass rush that would dominate the first quarter with 3 sacks.
And trying to escape, but he cannot get away from the grip of number 60, Bruce Hector. Our first look at Dearness Johnson, number 2, the tailback, breaking through into UConn territory. And look at this, he got out of an absolute phone booth, and he's still going, and he finally hops himself out of the sidelines. Flowers again, design run. Oh, he's so quick!
Flowers was originally ruled in, but the call was overturned, but just for one play, as Dearness Johnson would score on the next snap and give the Bulls a lead. They would enjoy the rest of the game. South Florida has been a strong American Athletic Conference team for several years. Coming into this one, they had won 17 of their last 21 conference games, including 4 straight on the road. And they knew the Huskies were not a team to play around with. USF would continue those streaks, spearheaded by their Bulls rush.
What a jump! Coming off the edge, Mike Love had. That was amazing. Sheriff's in trouble. Sanchez is chasing him, and he got tripped up before Sanchez could get him. Number 94, Kirk Livingstone, a sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, able to make the sack. That's the 3rd one already for the Bulls. Sheriff hit as he throws. That's going to be incomplete. Almost a 4th sack in this quarter. Whoever USF plugs in on that defensive line is getting through.
They're very deep, and they're very good and athletic up front. And really, that's the heart and soul of this team, that front 7.
Being chased by Fatukasi. Flowers going to cut back, and he's got a ton of green in front of him. 35. And he'll slide safely at the 40-yard line.
A true multi-threat quarterback, Quentin Flowers, can beat you with his arm, legs, or brain.
Valdez-Scantling with the catch, plays off the block beautifully, and down the sideline he goes into Connecticut territory before he's pushed out by Tyler Coyle. Fake to Johnson, quick throw again, this time it's McCants, and he is so strong, breaking through and down the sideline he goes, and 3 big plays has put USF in the red zone.
No surprise here, this stable of thoroughbreds has been producing points and smiles all season.
Flowers, pop pass, touchdown. Wide open, the tight end, Mitchell Wilcox.
The Bulls up 2 scores as Wilcox takes the touchdown pass from Flowers.
Flowers was on his way to producing over 500 yards of total offense, breaking a school record he already had. His combination of talent and experience to go along with a full arsenal of weapons would be impossible for UConn to stop.
Dump it off here, nice catch, and oh, big hit at the 15. The hit made by Ronnie Hoggins on the receiver Beal.
The bruising South Florida defense made things difficult for UConn, but the Huskies did put together a second quarter scoring drive. They had to convert 2 third downs and a 4th down to complete a 58-yard drive that still took 12 plays, but it was 14-7. But this team meets problems head on, whether trying to rebound from their first loss or answer an opponent's first score.
That's McCants. And out of the 40. McCants got some room. Plays off the block and down the sideline he goes. 35-30, and he's going to be clipped out of bounds finally around the 25-yard line by Beavers.
That hookup was the key play in restoring a 2-score lead as it helped set up Emilio Nadelman for a 38-yarder.
Good job on the hold by Hernandez, and that ball got there.
The balanced Bulls entered this game ranked in the top 25 in the country on both offense and defense, the two working together and depending on each other all season.
And the interception made at the 11-yard line with 41 seconds remaining. The catch was made by Dietrich Nichols, the nickelback, oddly enough, the senior out of Miami.
Nichols' pick was the 17th for South Florida, the most interceptions of any college team in the country, and it protected the 10-point lead heading into halftime. The Bulls were halfway to their goal of refocusing on going 1-0 each week. After another Nadelman field goal to start the second half, the defense came up big again, stopping UConn on 4th down. Devin Abraham and Augie Sanchez keeping Kevin Mensah to no gain.
Chains are out. They are short. The Bulls will take over on downs just outside of their 23-yard line.
The stop sparked the offense to a 76-yard touchdown drive.
Flowers again. He's got a lot of room if he wants to run. He'll go to the end zone. Beautifully done. That's a touchdown for USF.
Dearness Johnson's touchdown catch also set a USF record for career receptions by a running back. The defense made sure it didn't get any closer, but the best was yet to come. On a day that Flowers broke the school record with 516 yards of offense, the most electric play tied the school record for the longest TD pass.
Can they catch him? No, they cannot!
95 yards for Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and it was 34-7 heading into the final quarter.
This becomes the 100th touchdown that Quentin Flowers is responsible for in his career.
The Bulls had responded in so many ways, not just bouncing back from a loss, but coming back in style with record-setting performances across the board, including a career-high 51-yard field goal for Emilio Nadelman. He and Quentin Flowers would be named Conference Special Teams and Offensive Players of the Week. It was a good win heading into a week off to heal up for the work ahead in the drive for a conference title. Bulls Strong Inside USF Football is presented by USF Health, by Tampa General Hospital, by the Florida Lottery, by AT&T, your world delivered, and by Hooters. Get your game on, the original wing joint since 1983.
I tell you what, guys, it's a really good job of bouncing back from last week. And, you know, after that loss, and you don't ever want one loss to lead to another. We couldn't let that game beat us twice. And for us to come out and play the way we played, you know, tonight, this evening, it was really great. And just to see us on offense, you watch Q, and, you know, had 516 yards of just total offense. You look at 385 yards passing and 131 yards rushing.
Quentin being Quentin. That's who he is. He's a great player. You know, he's our leader on our offense. You know, we count on him to go in and make the plays all the time. You know, so he's a great guy. He's a great leader on our team, and he was a great player.
That's the reason I came here. You know, I just sit back and think about it. When I first, you know, committed to the University of South Florida, and I always had a dream, you know, go to a school and change the program. And, you know, I'm here. You know, I'm doing it now, and I got the chance to, you know, just add on and put myself on the list, and, you know, to have people remember me as a guy that, you know, did whatever it takes, you know, a guy that, you know, wasn't selfish, and I just go out and whatever we got and whatever the defense gives us, I just take it.
Being chased by Fatukasi. Flowers gonna cut back, and he's got a ton of green in front of him. 35, and he'll slide safely at the 40-yard line. That's just a heartbreaker when you're UConn on defense.
Just because, you know, we mess up, we drop a catch, you know, that probably could have been a big-time catch, but, you know, at the end of the day, we just have to continue just being us, and we have to stay within the team, stay within the offense. And I told him, you know, I'm coming back to you because I don't have no number one guy. I don't have one guy that I just look for, because at the end of the day, if you have one guy you look for, it might be Marquez Valdez open again. So you have to make sure you see the field and just keep doing what your coach tells you to do.
I think the longest I've ever had was like 80, but never had a 95. It was a great experience. Yep, and just let me do the rest.
Flowers from his end zone, guns it. Valdez-Scantling, and he's off to the races. 40, 45, 50. Can they catch him? No, they cannot.
You look at us on defense, Abraham had a big day. I think he had 10 tackles. We felt like up front that we could control the line of scrimmage. Bruce Hector was really big. You know, he had 4 tackles or a sack and a half. But just to watch him and Sanat control the line of scrimmage, and even to see Sawtell bounce back. You know, Sawtell, you know, he got banged up a little there the last 2 or 3 games and played very well, but just to see him come back and make the tackles.
They do a lot of great things. You know, whether it's getting pressure, stopping the run, they do pretty much everything that you could ask for out of those guys. And, you know, and it's a deep front that we have, and they keep doing well every game, and it's great.
Told them we got to get our edge back, and them guys came out to play today, and you could see that, you know, with what we did on offense and what the guys did on defense. You know, they got an interception. You know, they hold them to, you know, I'll say 14 points. That's what you want to see in your team, and that's what we did tonight. We came together and played together, and we're going to continue doing that.